Hey, welcome back to the Fadi Show podcast. This is your host, Fadi. How's everybody doing? Wow, we are back again. Election season happening very, very soon. I don't know why I feel a little weird doing a podcast. Not weird, but I feel like I haven't done this in forever, even though I did this last week. Who gives a fuck? Let me get a sip of this high fructose corn syrup. That's all I'm drinking. Just high fructose corn syrup. I don't want none of that fruit or natural flavors in there. I just purely high fructose corn syrup from a factory, from a Arizona iced tea factory. Just in my cup. That's all I'm drinking. Love that visceral fat of mine. That's not what this episode is about. The episode is about Trump and Mamala. Good old Mamala. Election is a week from now. Who's going to do it? Who's going to win? I'll tell you who's going to win. Not the American people. The American people are losing no matter who's winning. But they're losing less with Trump. I'm not even going to hold y'all. I don't know what I have no idea what Kamala's policies are. I don't know what she wants. I don't know what she want to do for the country. And honestly, I don't have a dog in the race. I really don't have no sort of parakeet, camel, cat, or rabbit in the race. I have nothing in the race because I don't participate in the economy. I don't pay taxes, and I'm not making money to pay taxes. So if you're broke, really, politics is not for you. If you don't have a job, politicians don't care about you. You're not participating. Actually, you shouldn't even be able to vote unless you have a job. And I'm not discriminating because I wouldn't be able to vote. Take my rights away. I shouldn't be able to vote. I have no idea what they're talking about, what they want, what their policies are. I don't know what their plan of action is. And I'm not paying taxes. I'm not paying their salaries. Why should I? If somebody's not paying me my salary, why should they tell me what to do? If you don't have a job, you shouldn't be able to vote. That's just obvious. And that applies to me. That applies to me too. But what are you guys' I'm actually curious on this channel's political agenda. Where are we leaning? I'm not gonna hold y'all up. I think Trump is the better option. I think that's one, the funnier option. Just 4 more years of Trump quotes. Everybody gotta pay attention to his quotes again. Hilarious. 2, I wanna see him side by side with Kim Jong-un again. I mean, what a dynamic duo those two guys are. Kim Jong-un and Trump just standing side by side. Short, fat guy next to tall, fat guy. One blonde, one jet black hair with a weird rectangular head shape. I mean, I just love the aesthetic of that. I love seeing that. I want that in front of me every day in the news. Every time I open Twitter, I want to see that. And I just find it interesting. You know, Trump has been talking very big lately against these other countries. I really want to see how he acts when he becomes the commander-in-chief again. Just see him back in the fucking White House. Just looking around. They had me out for 4 years, but I made it back. They couldn't keep me out. I really want to see what kind of change he makes if he's only talking big, if he's just doing the politician shit, talking big, not doing anything. Or if he can actually do something now that there's no coronavirus lockdowns. You know, talking big against China, talking big against Iran. I want to see what he does when he gets in office. Let's see him put his money where his mouth is. Let's see him if he can really make shit shake. Either politician you vote for, they're both on Israel's dick, so kind of stuck with that. They really like Israel, both of them. But, you know, their aggression towards Iran, it's going to be interesting. You know what's even more interesting? The U.S. was a very close ally with Iran for a long time in the 80s before the Islamic Revolution. And then they were just like, yeah, get these Americans out of here. We don't like them. And at the same time as that was happening, Saddam in Iraq, neighboring Iran, was like, I don't like all the weapons they're getting from the States. We don't like that. And then Russia was like, oh, you don't like Iran? We like you. So the Soviet Union was just supplying Iraq with, you know, Soviet Union, just war machine. War machine. Literally just creating missiles and tanks and whatever you can think of. Just production of war. It's a war machine. It's just an industry of war. They have a lot of gas, oil and gas. So, they make money from that. Sell it, and then create weapons and then influence regions. So they were funding Saddam's war against Iran. That's what was happening. And Saddam was using all sorts of illegal means to to fight Iran. And at the time, the US was like, "Oh, you guys are hating us? You guys are hating us? We're not going to supply y'all, and y'all war with Iran." So, but at that point, they were already armed to the teeth because of their bilateral relations with the United States. I don't know, what the fuck, does this become a history podcast? I find it interesting, though. I find it very interesting, because everything is so connected. Everything that's happening right now is so connected to everything that's happened before. Ever since the 80s, the relationships between Iran and the U.S. just broken apart and fallen apart, and they've been in beef ever since. So, yeah, everybody was helping Iraq fight Iran in the 80s, between 80 and 88 when the war ended, and then Iraq was fucking destroyed by an 8-year war because they thought, "Oh, we're gonna win them easily. We're just gonna do a blitzkrieg, just fucking in and out quick." Took 8 years, brother, 8 years. And then they're like, "Okay, we kind of beat them, but not really. We took some front lines, they took some, and we're just like at a stalemate. What the fuck we do? We're in debt to Kuwait. We owe a lot of money to Kuwait, and they have a lot of oil. So in one day, not even a day, in a few hours, Kuwait is like the size of a city, honestly. Saddam just invaded Kuwait and just took over everything. And they're like, holy, they just woke up and they're like, why is there soldiers here? And they're like, oh, they're Iraqi soldiers? They took over everything? All right. That's kind of not cool. We have a lot of oil. We don't want to give it to them. And then the United States was like, oh, what? Iraq is controlling 20% of the oil in the world now? Yeah, we can't have that. Australia, Britain, let's make a coalition. Let's push back Iraq out of Kuwait. And then they did that. And in like 4 days? In 4 days, they had pushed Iraq out of Kuwait. And then Kuwait was like, thank you. And then the US was like, yeah, we're going to need more than a thanks. And, it's just military base. Another military base. That's basically, in a nutshell, what it looked like in the Middle East in the 80s. So yeah, pretty ever since then it's just shattered relations. But they were just chilling. And then the whole thing with 9/11 happened. And then 2003, Operation Desert Storm. They're like, fuck it, let's invade Iraq. Let's just take all of it. You see how easily you push them out of Kuwait? Let's just take it all. Let's bomb Baghdad. Fuck that. And then they did. And then I think Iran at this point was still rebuilding. And Iran had I don't know. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. We covered enough. I wasn't even supposed to talk about that. But it's interesting just to know the history, just understanding why things are going the way they're going. And now Iraq is just influenced by Iran. Like a lot of influence by Iran. Basically forcing exports into Iraq. Iraq has a lot of fertile soil, yet they're importing a lot from Iran because Iran is like, you're going to buy this shit. You're going to buy this cucumber and this carrot and basically these goods from us. And Iraq is like, we can just grow our own shit. And Iran's like, no. No, no, no. You're going to buy shit from us. We need the bread, bro. And they're like, if you don't, we have a bunch of missiles that you can get instead. With the pointy end first. Anyways, we were supposed to talk about the United States, not the United States military bases. It was so funny because like a couple of days ago, I saw Tony Hinchcliffe. If you don't know who Tony Hinchcliffe is, weird if you don't know who Tony Hinchcliffe is. You know me as a comedian, but not Tony Hinchcliffe. Probably know who it is. Comedian, right? Went to a Trump rally. Talked about, oh yeah, we need to do something about the giant garbage island that we have. And he's like, Puerto Rico. And holy fuck. It got so bad, Bad Bunny endorsed Kamala Harris. It was crazy. He has like, what, 4,000 million gazillion followers? All of them voting for Kamala? It's bad. It's real bad. The Trump administration do not need that. It would be so funny if Tony Hinchcliffe just made... What a funny domino effect that would be. If a comedian made Kamala win. A comedian ruined Trump's campaign. He was going so strong, but then he fucking started an uproar with the Puerto Ricans. Who would have thought? Who would have thought there were that many Puerto Ricans feeling so strongly and are so in tune with Bad Bunny that they're just changing their political from one story post? Insane. Nah. I don't think they're gonna listen to Bad Bunny. I don't think they're gonna listen to Bad Bunny ever since he came out as bisexual. They're probably like, this guy's playing both sides. We can't fucking trust him to pick a side. Oh, now you want to pick one side. Before it was women and men. Now you're going for the woman? I don't know, bro. I feel like his opinion would be regarded more seriously if he was just straight or gay. If he just held to one side, he's bisexual, bro, he's playing both sides. Think that's going to do anything for you in the political spectrum? Same thing there. A guy's sexuality will tell you a lot about his political position. Just so you know. But yeah, what a fucking... The backlash that Tony Hinchcliffe got. And I'm not going to hold y'all up. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. It was not that funny. It was not that funny. And I'm the last one. I'm the last one to protect a race. Trust me. I'm the first person to say some crazy shit about a race. I'm joking. But I think that wasn't so clever. He can do funnier. He's done funnier. I didn't even watch the whole thing, but the Tom Brady roast, I saw some clips. He had some good jokes on there. Good jokes. Good jokes about slavery. He had some good jokes about Jews. He had some good jokes about white people. But then the Puerto Rican shit, it was just like, don't you fucking offend the Latinas. How dare you? How dare you offend Dua Lipa? I will defend you, Dua Lipa. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. I will stand by your side. I don't even know. She's probably Colombian or some shit. She's not even Puerto Rican. Where is Dua Lipa from? What country is Dua Lipa from?
Dua Lipa was born in London, England on August 22nd.
She's from London? Fuck the Puerto Ricans, bro. I don't give a fuck now. Dua Lipa is from London, bro. What? I just realized I've never heard Dua Lipa talk. I'm just objectifying her. Wow, she might actually be British. I've just been objectifying. I was like, yo, turn this shit off. Turn the sound off. Mute. Just look at her body. Mute. What does she look like? Tits, ass, flat tummy. I'm sold on the Latinas. Turns out she's fucking British. You could be British Latina, but I don't trust that. What the fuck? Why are there Latinos in the UK? She's also 29 years old. I didn't know she was that old. Shorty's older than me. I'd still, you know what? I'll give it a pass because it's Dua Lipa. Yeah. It would be so funny if the whole Trump campaign just the the amount of shit that comedian is gonna take for ruining Trump's campaign. Imagine just living with that, just like the guy that everyone's revering. You ruined his campaign for presidency, and you'll never get that chance again. He's getting another 4 years. He's not gonna run again. Not gonna have the energy to do that, all of that again. I don't have any more campaigns in me. I have no more talking stages in me. I have no more debates in me. Yeah. Just, oh my God. Just being the guy responsible for ruining that. Imagine being the source to why there's still like war in the Middle East. Like it started from you just being lazy. You were probably hungover on a plane, just writing a joke. You're like, this'll do. It didn't do. And now kids are being bombed in Iran and Israel and Iraq, and just the whole Middle East is up in flames because you didn't take the time to read through the joke one more time. And then you just got to live with that on your conscience. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. But you know, sometimes you bomb. That's just, God knows I bombed. God knows I bombed. And I bombed as recently as yesterday. I did 2 shows the week before this week. So last week, that was a very long-winded way to say last week. The week before the day of yesterday. Dude, just say last week. Last week, great 2 sets back to back, killing it, on fire, boom, boom, boom. Yesterday, holy shit, dude, it was a good audience too, but I low-key did it on purpose. I went in and I was like, I'm gonna just say the craziest shit that happened today. Like, I'm gonna just say it in the most brutal way too. Everybody's gonna be uncomfortable, and I'm gonna see if I can dig my way out of this. I couldn't dig my way out of it. I was stuck in the trenches, dude. It was like I was in quicksand. The more I was trying to wiggle out of it, the deeper I was going. It was crazy. What a crazy reality check that was. I was on top of the world last week. Yesterday, down in the trenches again. I was president last week. Fucking yesterday, foot soldier in the trench. I'm like reverse Hitler. Bro went from the trenches to becoming a dictator. I was a dictator, bro. I was a dictator. Back into the trenches, in the mud. It was raining, cold, freezing. We're fighting Russia in January. It's bad. That's how it felt. But yeah, the opening bit was... Okay, I'm going to tell you guys what the opening bit was. Because the opening bit was based on some real shit that happened earlier that day. I was like, I'm going to just say this. This is kind of funny. This might be a bit. It's going to make people uncomfortable. I'm going to try it anyway. So I get up on stage and I talk about what happened at the gym earlier that day. And I hit the gym earlier that day and I hit the sauna right after. You know, took a shower, hit the sauna because it's good for recovery and, you know, blood circulation and just overall, you know, it just feels good. I go in there and a guy walks in. Not just any guy. This dude had one arm. And when I say one arm, it's more like 1.5 arm. And when I say 1.5 arm, I don't mean like down to the elbow, there's a nub. Just a nub. It wasn't like that. It was the kind of arm where it had fingers on it and it shouldn't. It had like 3 fingers on the halfway arm, on the 1.5 arm. And the fingers were like, this is exactly how I was describing it on stage too. It was like a pterodactyl claw, like a velociraptor, just, you know, 3, like an ostrich. And this is where I was losing them because I was describing it so vividly. Because this arm, it wasn't like if you had no arms and somebody would ask you, hey, would you like this guy's arm? You'd be like, no, I'll just be a sausage rather than having that arm. That was the kind of arm it was. And as I'm saying this, I can see the audience tighten up. So I'm telling them, hey guys, relax. It's going to be okay. Didn't end up being okay. But the reason I was describing it this way is because this guy, after a few minutes of sitting in the sauna, started playing with his penis. He's a sex offender. Guys, it's okay. They're like, we're not convinced by that. But I was telling him, this guy actually started playing with his dick, tried jacking off for a little bit. And for some reason, I didn't leave the sauna. I was still there. Because he tried for like 15 seconds. And I could tell this guy is not going to get hard. He's not going to get hard. I'm safe. And he has one arm. What is he going to do? He's going to put his guard up when I punch him? No, I'm good. He can't do anything. He can't even get hard. So I was doing that, and then people were like, I thought it was funny as hell. Especially the bit where it was like, if you had no arms and somebody asked you, would you like his arm? You'd be like, no. No, thank you. I thought it was funny, and I thought it was even funnier because he's a sex offender. He's playing with his dick. Why are you guys taking his side? They were taking his side, apparently. But that's what I started the set with. That was my starter. And that's a difficult one to dig yourself out of. But because I had such a high from the week before, I was like, I'm going to just say the gnarliest shit I can think of that happened today. And I'm going to just use that. And then he's tried to play with his dick again at one point. I was just stepping out the sauna. I just turned around and said, good luck with that. Just whatever you're doing. Just, I hope you get hard. Because dude has one arm. It would be helpful at least he can have 3 legs. Make up for it. Maybe some. And then I started talking about, after that, I was like, okay, let's move on to a more comfortable topic, abortion. And then I talked about that. Like, that didn't help at all. And I just did my abortion bit. And people were like, yo, this is crazy. And it was a good audience. It was a good audience. I could hear like pockets of laughter here and there, very subtle. It was bad though. It was so bad. Oh my God. And then I was just trying to speed through the abortion. I was like, I can't be present in the moment. Try to do a little crowd work. It was like a little rough because they were already like, yo, dude, I don't know. And then I, get off stage. I was like, damn, I got cooked. Some guys in the back, some bros in the back, they're like, yo, you're funny as hell, fist bumped me. I was like, this is my people. This right here, these are my people. These fucking frat dudes, these idiots right here. That's all me. So that's how that set went. But I thought the joke about the one hand guy was justified. Dudes try to jack off. You got another thing coming now, if you're trying to jack off in a sauna. But yeah, so I hope, and I will try to maybe lean into that bit one more time. See how tomorrow, because I have a show tomorrow. By the way, if you live in Gothenburg, Sweden, I have a show tomorrow at the Abyss, 8 p.m. Show up if you're not doing anything for Halloween. It's going to be a fun time. I don't think I have the most amount of minutes because they squeezed me in last minute because I was like, the host was like, hey, would you want to do it? I'd gladly squeeze you in. You're funny. I'm like, do that. And then, got me in there. So I'm not doing a long set, but I'll probably push it. I'm not going to lie. I'll probably stay on stage a little longer than I'm supposed to. But it's going to be fun regardless. So if you're on the city, pull up. It's going to be a fun time. But if you're not, yeah, tomorrow I'm performing Halloween special. Going to be fun. Looking forward to it. Planning on doing a European tour, comedy tour. And me and my homie going on a comedy tour in Europe. We're probably going to hit London. If you're in any of these cities, just type in the comments, say something. We're probably going to be in London, probably going to be in Barcelona, Paris, Amsterdam, Geneva, Switzerland. So it's going to be a fun time. I'm looking forward to it. How do you guys like the 30-minute episodes? I'm really enjoying the 30 minutes episodes because it's like, okay, I can just jump from topic to topic. I don't have to like stretch a topic too long to make it fit in 1 hour. So whenever I'm like run out of ideas on a topic, I just move on to the next one. But yeah, I like it. We're about to hit the 30-minute mark. I'm about to switch over to the Patreon episode. Actually, if you haven't checked out the Patreon episode, go check that out. It's a pretty fun time over there. I have like, I kid you not, I have like 70 hours of content on there. 70 hours of exclusivity. So if you like the podcast and you want to support the boy, go check it out. It's a really fun time. I love you guys. But even if you're just watching on here, dropping a like and subscribing, I love you and I appreciate you a lot, actually. But yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be good. I'm going to try to ease into that joke. Maybe say some other shit before that. And then get into it. Get into the bad shit. Make them regret their applauses. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the tour. Probably going to happen around January or February. Around that time. It's probably going to be the time to do it. It's going to be cold in some of these cities, but once we get down south, maybe Barcelona, we get a little bit of heat, a little bit of sun. Yeah. Also on the Patreon, there's a tier there. If you sub to it, you can suggest topics for me to talk about. If you're interested in hearing me say certain things and make fun of different topics, feel free to check that out, that option. Yeah, it's a fun time. But yeah, switching over to the Patreon, we're going to keep talking shit about different things and go more in depth about anything, honestly. So yeah. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. You guys are great. Be easy. Peace out. Bye-bye.